Yeah, it was not a very good day. Yeah, kind of had to use a lot of fuel when I got into the car late. That stopped us going an extra lap, and we lost a lot of position just in that sequence. Sort of went from something like 3rd to 10th or 11th, but yeah, freaked out. It's like almost not starting. I mean, normally we have a spare pair of earbuds in the bag.
You didn't have the primary or the spare.
For some reason they were gone. The primary, because we finished qualifying late, I went back to the bus to do an appearance, and then they were in the bus, and yeah, not a good situation. Yeah, I'm gonna have about 5 spare pairs from now on.
I'll handle one if you want.
yeah, I was freaking out. Like, man, any longer we're really a lap down, and the whole day's ruined for not having earbuds. So good lesson there. Yeah, it was as good as we could do today. Verizon 5G car was it's pretty good. Just a bit of strategy stuff, and just one of those days.
Glad it ended better than it started. Lee, let me start with, did you have brakes? Because that was the issue all weekend long.
Yeah, I think in qualifying we got it sorted. So the car was actually okay in qualifying, but because we had the issue in P1 and then it rained in P2, I didn't have any dry running before qualifying, so we were just very much on the back foot. But yeah, I was still feeling, good after qualifying, even though we qualified 20th. So hopeful for a good day today, and I think we have one.
I mean, do you think from 20th to 7th? I mean, that's pretty darn good here.
Yeah, I mean, we were 6th there in the end, and then we got called on blocking, which I was. I want to see that again because I don't really agree with that. But yeah, still, biggest mover. I got a hat for it. Apparently not a trophy, but a hat. So, not a bad day.
All right, not a bad day at all. Let's go to Kevin Lee.
A nice, solid effort for these guys today. You had to run the last stint on the alternate. So what kind of challenge did that present for you ultimately at the end of the day today?
Yeah, I think the middle stint really was our problem. We got into traffic and spent a lot of push to pass, trying to pass cars, and I ran out of black tires much earlier than wanted. So we did the long stint on the green at the end. It was okay, honestly, but we just had lost 4 position there. So yeah, strategy wasn't on our side today, but it is what it is. So congrats to Kyle, and I think with a couple of very small differences on track could have won the race, but next time.
It's been a tough summer for you. Is this the kind of finish that you feel like can kind of turn things around and allow you to finish the year strong?
Yeah, I think there's been a lot going on the car this summer, but definitely Iowa was pretty strong, and this weekend was pretty strong for me. So let's go into next week and be full of hope for Indy.
Everybody expected there to be a bunch of yellows. There wasn't today. How did that impact the strategy and what you guys had to do behind the wheel?
Yeah, well, there was, right, the 2 at the end. I think there would have been maybe 2 or 3 cars in front of us that weren't going to make it, the 10 especially. So, good job for them. It's just one of those years they're having, and congratulations for having such a smooth one. But, yeah, we needed it to go green the whole way. We knew even the 2 was struggling a bit to get the mileage. I think had we cleared him early in the race, we would have checked out. His pace was quite slow. So difficult to pass here, and he was driving, so well, getting it off the corners on the straights perfectly. So credit to Joseph there. But yeah, tough day for PNC Bank, or a tough weekend, with the crash yesterday. Had we started a little further up, I think we would have had a much better day.
How tough were the conditions out there? Everybody's gotten out of this car and looked like they're just gassed. How do you feel? Don't
feel too bad. First time this year I've run the cool suit, so that definitely helped. The hardest part was when we came in for the red flag, so it's what it is. But yeah, it's a physical place here, and it's a fun race. It's a difficult one and definitely unpredictable, but it's a lot of fun, man. It's good to be here.
It was a great day, I think. All in all, I mean, I'm disappointed with 4th. We're never happy unless we're leaving with a win. And, even for this guy behind me, Scott, I'm sure he's going to be disappointed with 2nd. But I felt like we ran a really good race. There was a little more opportunity that just didn't materialize in the beginning. Typical street course stuff. You get used up a little bit at times. It's just what we always see. It gets tight, as everybody knows. But I thought it was a really good day from our team. I really thought they executed well. Some things we got to work on for sure that I think are pretty visible to us, but everyone's done a great job. I think Team Chevy's always elevated for us. Great job this whole weekend, PPG with their support. So I think we can leave here pretty happy, but just wishing we had a little more.
Were you aware of Pelot's situation when it was a bad fuel situation for him and your opportunity to pounce?
Oh yeah, I knew the story.
When you crossed the line, you said, "Oh my God, I can't believe it." How improbable was this result today, given how bleak it looked at one point near the end of the race?
We had the speed. It was improbable after the call we did on that first yellow. Honestly, we talked about it before the race. We expected more yellows, and it was not the right call. But hey, we survived. We made it work. We were saving a ton of fuel throughout all the race, and it was a tough race, honestly. Had a lot of stress going on, but we made it work. We're in the podium, so yeah, couldn't be happier now.
Sometimes you have years where it just seems like everything kind of falls your way. I think that's been a year for you guys like this year. As we look down the road to 3 races or 4 races left in the championship, when do you start to look at that? There's still a lot of racing left, but it's looking good for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we've done a tremendous job throughout all year. All the strategy calls, honestly, worked out. We've been lucky sometimes, like today. We have to say that. But yeah, we need to get that number 10 American Legion on top on the championship. So we'll keep on pushing. We'll keep on thinking about races and wins. And once we get to the last race, we'll probably think about the championship.
This 10 team continues to keep their foot down and the pressure on everybody else around them, and Palou finishes 3rd today.
Dylan Scott McLaughlin kept the pressure on as well. First, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. Just, I gave him my all, man. Just tried my hardest, but Kyle, congrats to him and his team. Just an unreal job. Days like today, I probably should have worn the cool suit, but I eat too many pies, so it's a bit heavy for me. But the Dex Imaging Chevy was great, and you know, I'm really proud of everyone. Another top 3, good points. Fun we didn't get the win, but you know, we weren't best on the day. Kyle was, and props to him.
Another year where Nashville was very good to you and you were very good to Nashville. Do you feel like it's yours at some point?
Yeah, at some point. Hopefully next year we run for the championship and then we win, and then we win the championship as well, and should be a huge party on Broadway. But anyway, it's I feel really good. I'm really proud of everyone. Thankful for all the support of the Thirsty Threes. The pit stops today were unreal, and just really proud of the effort. And go have a few waters and then maybe a few beers.
Kyle Kirkwood is one of the most decorated American drivers to make their way to IndyCar, winning championships at every level, and now he's showing us why he was so sought after. Win number 2 on the season, and this one took a lot of work. Tell me about trying to hold off a hungry Scott McLaughlin at the end.
Man.
How did you do that?
Man, I'm not sure, to be honest. He was so fast at the end. We were really good on just the initial lap. But right there at the end, man, they were so fast, and they ran me down just in that last lap. But I got to give it off to the 27 crew, AutoNation, Andretti, Honda. I mean, they played everything in my favor, to be honest. They gave me all the tools I needed. I really only made a couple passes on track, and they cycled me to the front on strategy, and we just made really smart decisions and hit all of our marks. So just a solid day for the 27 crew, no doubt.
And from 8th. So I know win number 1 is always going to be difficult to top. But what's the significance of win number 2? Does it feel like validation that it wasn't just a one-time thing? No, I'm here, I'm for real.
No, it definitely does. You know, last time I was here was not a very fun event. We were super fast, and I just needed some kind of redemption, and we got it here today. So it's super cool, and like I said, hats off to the crew because they did a phenomenal job as well.
Andretti Autosport has been fast all year on street courses. They convert again. Kyle Kirkwood, a winner in downtown Nashville.